Hey, thanks for joining me. If you've never been on this channel before, what's going to happen is I'm going to draw a goth, and while I do, I'm going to tell a little story from my life. And we're going to do something along the running theme of meeting your heroes, because it turns out I've met a lot of mine. Also, this is running with the theme of, do you ever work for free? Because that is something that comes up a lot for creatives and illustrators. Should you ever work for free, or should you hold out for that paycheck before you bust out any of your crayons for anybody? Okay, let's back it up to the late 80s, early 90s, and I'm a huge comedy nerd, and I draw comics at home, and I draw comics in class. Comic books. That was confusing. But, you know, they were both my passions. And honestly, when I was like 17, if you asked me what my dream was, what was I going to be when I grow up, I'd probably say ninja. You know, I was pretty sure I was going to be some kind of ninja vigilante. But if that didn't happen, my fallbacks were I maybe wanted to draw comic books for Marvel, or I would be a cast member on Saturday Night Live. I mean, for me, when it's like the end of Saturday night and they say goodnight, everybody, and the music, the saxophones are playing, and everybody in the cast and the guests, they're all walking around the stage hugging each other. That was it for me. Like, I want to be hugging all these people too. By the way, if you like the artwork on this channel and would like to support somehow, why not pick up a copy of Let's Draw Goth's coloring book? Chock full of all the people that I've been drawing on this channel, just average everyday people who happen to live their best lives while draped in black velvet, vinyl, and ripped stockings. Grab a copy at Amazon.com, and don't forget to leave an honest review if you love it. And yeah, why wouldn't you love it? Well, you know, I was on the fence as far as career path goes, and it ended up going down an illustration path, graphic design, blah, blah, blah. And comedy kind of was just something that I was a consumer of. And then in like 2014, I was hanging out with my then fiance, Amanda, and we were hanging out eating steaks. And I said, you know what? There's like kind of a hole in my life. I want to do something with comedians. I want to be involved in the industry somehow. I want to like do stuff for like, I don't know, Dana Gould. Maybe I could kind of do something with my art that would help comedians somehow. And that was it. You know, that was kind of a manifestation. That was a declaration of my intentions, which I think really helps. Fast forward a little bit, Robin Williams had just passed, and there was going to be a tribute show for him at Cobb's Comedy Club. And it was going to be like a lot of his old friends from the Bay Area, stand-up comics, were going to do a show. And all the proceeds were going to go for pug rescue for dogs. I had already done a painting for Robin Williams, and through friends of friends, I had been able to get it to him and had heard back that he liked it. I thought that was awesome. But, you know, now, flash forward a few months, he's gone, and there's going to be this show. And I said, oh, I've already got this artwork. It was a pug driving a little bug, like a VW, you know. I said, I'll just take that art and I'll modify it a little bit in Photoshop, and I'll put the text over it with all the information for the show, and boom, it's a gig poster. And I'll just see if they can use it. Because, you know, if you can just take a couple hours to modify something you already have, it's not a huge time investment. So I've got this poster. It's already done. It's got all the information of the show on it. And I emailed it to Cobb's, and I said, hey, here's a poster. If you can use it, you know, for promoting the Robin Williams tribute show, go for it. If you want, I can print it up, and all the proceeds from any sales, we'll just give it all to this charity for the dog rescues. And they said, yes. Great. So I printed them up, and we did the show, and I just hung out in the lobby, and I sold posters to the attendees of the show. And it ended up making a nice extra chunk of money for this charity. Molly, who does a lot of all the booking and a lot of the work for these comedy clubs in San Francisco, was very happy with me and was like, we could do this sometimes. Why don't you watch the schedule? And if you see a comedian coming up on the schedule and you want to do something for them, let me know. We'll ask them, and if they could use a poster, we'll do it. And you can keep like your chunk. So I was like, cool, yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was in San Francisco, I could walk to either the Punchline or Cobb's. So I'm watching the calendar, and hey, Dana Gould is coming up. Gonna do like a Halloween show. And I was like, yes, perfect. So I emailed Molly, and she emailed Dana, and everybody said yes. So you know what? This time I took the time to really try to knock something out of the park. Probably took like a week of my life to do this poster, this first one. It was a lot of work, but I really wanted to do something that would like blow him away. So the night of the show, Dana was as like gracious and friendly and approachable as he seems. And halfway through the night, he goes, hey, this is going well. Hey, do you want to make another poster? I got another show coming up in a couple weeks. And I was like, yes. So I made another poster for him, and another, and I've at this point made probably over a dozen posters just for Dana, plus, I don't know, another dozen or so for other comedians. I've done stuff for SF Sketchfest and those events. And you know what? It all started by doing something for free with no guarantee that anybody would want it or that there would be any use for it. I could have just been shot down. But I think if you manifest something, if you say, I want to do this thing, I want to get involved in this industry, I want to get to know these people. If you have that in mind and then you make something for free without pay, then I say yes. I say do it. Don't wait around for these people to find you on DeviantArt or whatever and ask you to get involved. And they don't know you. So this is a great example of doing something for free and having it work out. Hey, thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing goth.